Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. I didn't even forget to unmute myself. We all came, we saw, we came back again, and then we decided to stop coming as much. I don't know how I'm opening this, but hi, welcome. I'm Kareem Zamir. Those are Seekers of Galanti. This is Second Wake. Episode 11, Year 2, right? Cool. Or, if you're in the know, 63. But don't tell YouTube. We're still kind of playing with that out. It does feel like we're higher up on the new episodes. For when I actually search Second Wake, it stopped being religious product placement, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, hopefully we can get past that one thing at a time. I gotta turn my phone off. That's the one thing I always forget. So yeah, it's been a thing. It's been a while. But overall, another fun week. Lots of craziness in the world in which we live, but there's not much we can do about that. So might as well just hyperfixate and distract ourselves any way we can. Cool. Try to keep a stiff upper lip. I usually like to keep this fairly comfy, so just not doing that yet. Or not going to get into that. I will say, if you are pro the man with a P, then you can pro yourself all the way out of my entire life. Thank you. But if you're pro the you, I'm proud of you. And you know that I am, because it rhymes, and things that rhyme are never wrong. Unless it's Machine Gun Kelly. Anyway, moving right along. So, with that being said, yeah, lots of crazy stuff. Last week, I was all over the place. Slept for like 15 hours straight on Thursday. That was awesome. It was probably one of the best sleeps I've ever had in my life. I woke up dreaming about that sleep again. That's how good that sleep was. But otherwise, yeah, we went into the weekend with a plan. The plan was to do some general streaming, play some games, and then, yeah, I kind of broke down and was like, you know what, Elden Ring did come out. If I get the console version, maybe it won't be super buggy like Cyberpunk was. Let's give it a go, and I think I'm like 30-some-odd hours in at this point. I think I played for like 10-something hours a day. My first day streaming it was like 9.5 hours. It was a mess, y'all. Elden Ring is very, very good. If you need any type of recommendation, which you shouldn't, it is a very good game. If you were like, I really do be loving Skyrim, but I wish it was harder combat-wise. Pretty much what it is. You don't have to fight the first boss right away. You can legitimately F all the way off and go through so much without any barrier of entry. So yeah, super tremendous game. Can't recommend it enough. Watch people stream it, do this, that, and the other. Other game I've been playing a hecking ton of has been Lost Ark. I've been playing it a lot with Celeste and with Kobold Jones's butt as he walks away. But yeah, there you go. We'll just hide his butt. What's he watching? What's that over there? He's watching, I can't tell what. I don't know, it's something. He's watching a movie or something.
Yeah, your stream.
Oh, no, is it my, no, this camera movement I see over there.
Oh, no.
It's Elden Ring.
He's watching Elden Ring. He's watching Elden Ring on another.
This bastard, I see how it is. It ain't my VODs you're watching. That's fine. I'm very...
Sorry, I only watch pros.
Yeah, man, that's fine. I'm Weenie Hut Jr. when it comes to Elden Ring, 100%. I've played most of the Souls games, but I'm very, very bad at Souls games, so it's whatever. But yeah, tremendous game. Took over the whole internet, took over my stream, took over Asley's stream, took over even Maximilian Dude, who's like a fighting game guy, was like, I'm gonna play Elden Ring. And then Markiplier, who was like, hey, you know what? I don't like these games, but I'm gonna go kill one of the very first like optional bosses with the starting gear because I'm stubborn. And I'm like, well, if Markiplier can do it, so can you. He's only paid millions of dollars a year to be a gamer. Whatever. So yeah, that was more or less my week. The long and short of it, I think that's just about the week for everyone else as they had it. But yeah, let's see here. Upcoming this week, I'm pretty much just still super duper hyperfixating on the game as a whole. I'm like to the point where I'm like, I get shakes thinking about all the other things I could explore. There's all kinds of caves and dungeons and nonsense, and then I got people that are like, how do I get an armor set? And then I go to tell them and they're like, dude, spoilers though. And I'm like, I want to punch you so hard in your face. Don't open your mouth to me ever again, child. So yeah, the one thing I will say is I'm very much loving the community at this point, because while certain things are being updated as they go, there's still so much like nobody knows about the game, and it's going to probably like die off around the end of this week. But it's just very nice. It's that old school Nintendo feel where it's like, oh, did you know at this staircase in Castlevania there's wall chicken? Like, that's what it feels like to me, where people are like, oh, if you just go to like the poison swamp and you hug the wall all the way through, eventually there'll be a door, and inside that door is an optional blah blah blah. Like, it's just cool. I really like that aspect of video gaming. I think we lost it a lot when we moved to like a digital age. And overall, it's just been like a blech kind of, I mean, couple years, to be honest, ever since the Panini, where like we don't really talk anymore, you know what I mean? You don't need to ask people their opinions or advice on stuff. You kind of just Google it, or you go on WebMD and you realize you have cancer and you're dying. However you solve your problems. Or hopefully you don't go on Twitter. Twitter tends to be just a cesspool of not good mental space. Yeah. Any hoozle. With that, on our channel moving forward, as always, Monday stay in with Second Wake. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to tell you about the 3 greatest rappers alive. Elden Ring, 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 because fire is faith-based, and I don't spit hot fire at all. But I have a kick-ass sword now, so that's a good start. And by sword, I mean my wand turns into a great sword, and that's close enough to having a real sword. I'm almost a real boy, but I'm not really, because I'm realizing completely the meta is faith-based, and your boy messed that up real hard. Anyway, but yeah, come by, hang out. That's what I'll probably be doing on stream the whole week. I'm pretty much turning off every other thing in my life to stream that whenever I get a chance to, or just play in my downtime. It's just, I'm hardcore addicted. It feels like playing Skyrim for the first time again, so that's where I'm at. When Elden Scrolls comes out, it'll probably be the same thing on the channel. It'll just be lots of a lot of Elder Scrolls content too, because I tend to really, really love those games, bugs and all. But yeah, that's my channel. What about your channel, JJ? What's going on with you? I know you're chewing, but chew quickly and tell us.
Something about rings and dying all the time and running around on a goat horse all the time. That's pretty much exactly what's going to be going on this week too. Maybe might throw some Lost Ark in there, but I'll probably play that offline. But I'm honestly just pretty much up until dinner got here, just playing Elden Ring since I got home from work. So I will also be streaming Elden Ring on Thursday and on Saturday this week. So
fun. So yeah, if that's what you like, cool. If not, yeah, then don't. Actually, I will say I will be playing. I did say one thing wrong. I will be playing a viewer requested game on Friday. So Friday afternoon is my plan for viewer games. Shabby Penguin did redeem for me, I think I have here, This War of Mine, which is a game made by Ukrainian creators. All proceeds for their sales during like the last couple of days have all been to benefit the Ukrainian government, and a number of people that are affected by, yet another crazy European person being crazy in charge of things. Who would have known? Who would have known that perhaps if you held power for the lifetime of a person, it would drive you inevitably insane? I don't know. Feels like we learned that decades ago. Anyway, moving on.
About this god weapon that Orville's got.
About this stick, though. Yeah, moving on with my life and everyone else's. But yeah, I think that just is about the long and short of it. Any other fun things to point out, talk about, explain, do anything with? Anyone? Yes, no, maybe so? Speak now.
Oh. We are a month out from Tiny Tina's, so if anyone would like to play Tiny Tina's.
Oh, that is true. It's going to be like full like D&D type, right?
Yep, that is going to be the D&D-ish Borderlands game, so it's 4 players, so if anyone wants to play.
I'm super down for picking that up and playing it with anyone who wants in, because I love the Borderlands games, and the Tiny Tina's was so good.
Yep, this is going to be great. They had a 20-minute gameplay reveal today.
Oh.
Look, I'm not good.
Very excited.
But
I'll have to go check that out.
I'll happily die alongside you guys. So just let me know. I'll be the one in the back.
We're talking
dying.
about Tiny Tina's, not this game of D&D.
No, same game. Same game. Same strategy. All the same thing. Doesn't even matter. I got you. I will be the one to die.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, you know, sometimes you're like, I don't know when I'll kill a player, but if I have a volunteer, then I'm good to go. That's some consent right there. It's just like, please kill my character. You're like, oh, okay, well, if you give me the option. The chef fucks up your chicken order and suddenly food poisoning. You die. I know you're immune to poisoning being a paladin, but you still die from food poisoning because it's just bad chicken. If it's good enough to kill one of the Henrys, it's good enough to kill a player in D&D. So, yeah. Okay, with that being said, we're good? Yeah, YouTube clap time? YouTube clap. Hi, YouTube. It's me, Kareem Zamir. Those are the Seekers of Galanti. This is Second Wake, Episode 11, Year 2. Look at that. I figured it out. If you're in the know, we know it's 63, but, you know, it's just don't tell YouTube. Don't tell Susan Wojcicki, I think is their name. I'm pretty sure. Any hoozle. When we last left our heroes, which means D&D has started if you're a MCDM fan, our heroes had gone to battle with forces beyond their understanding nor reckoning, but I guess they did reckoning it, so that's how it works. Yeah, the whole last episode was a combat episode, so if you were like, I'm a week behind, I don't know what I'm going to do, I didn't see last, just skip it. It's just a bunch of crazy combat BS. Probably was pretty bad. Don't worry about it. Now you're here. Welcome to the future. Or just watch the whole episode on like ×2 and me be a squirrel the whole time. That's another way to do it. Oh my god, I got burps all crazy. Barbecue sauce, why? It's buffalo barbecue. It's crazy. So, yes, the Seekers of Galanti went to battle within the realm between realms, a time disposed of both space and actual effective time. Many of you at your wit's end, some of you newly, freshly equipped in whatever garb you could find off of stripped bodies. A number of you on your very last seldom bits of spell power. Others unable to fully rationally use the items that you have been given, more or less having a couple of stumbles there. But yes, encountered and finally put a face to the name that is Vito. Even though I did say the wrong name originally, I'd been drinking a little bit. And Kizzo is just a fun word to say, isn't it? But yeah, Vito. For those of you who've been watching this since the beginning, you remember Vito. Vito, the guy from the last time we were in the Hunter's Reach, heading northward, going forward to the Dwarven Kingdoms. Vito, that scary, angry person that desperately wanted a founding stone returned to them that was stolen. Vito, the person who cursed the entire party. You know, Vito, the person who created a creature that was able to summon more creatures that then had their heart ripped out.
The entire party?
Okay, most of the entire party. Sorry. All the main characters got cursed, right? There you go, Orville. Feel better now? I feel like you hurt yourself in your confusion.
Yeah.
New Pokemon, by the way, coming soon. Super cool about that. There's a weed cat and a little angry fire gator, and that. Then there's a third one.
It's Smug-Aura mocks me.
Yeah, it's just Donald Duck. It's straight up Donald Duck. It's Huey,
Ronald
Dewey, or
Duck.
Louie. It's one of the Louis. Any hoozle. If you pick the water bird, you done goofed. Anyway, moving on. I draw a line right in the sand right here. I'll drill it in concrete and tattoo it. Anyway. So, after doing battle with Vito, the Seekers of Galanti managed to turn the tide of battle by freeing and awakening various elements within the battlefield itself between time and space, small fragments of radiant divine energy. In doing so, they managed to push back and deal what seems to be at least a grievous wound to the Clon Vito, this creature beyond the boundaries who calls Artnum their home. With this as well, they watched as the creature fled, disappearing from this reality of which they now find themselves, and each of the fragments of divinity that thus make up but a single speck of true divine power merged and sought to find residence within the seven members present at our effective air battlefield. Having summoned Bartholomew Iridan for a bit of assistance during the fight, the group was remarked that any who would assist them in this matter would of course be sharing in the spoils that therein come. And thus, a single fragment of divinity has been acquired by our 7 members of the Seekers of Galanti. Well, 6 members and Buddy. Uh, and with that, you all have now effectively taken your first steps towards what could be considered ascending. So we bring us right back into this, right to the battlefront, right to the front lines, right between time and space. You all still find yourselves on the cracked, hurtling rock of space between dimensional rifts and gates. Before you, a small bead of pure divine light washes over the seven of you. You can feel strength, you can feel power. There is a sense of warmth, but with it, there is a feeling, something new for each of you. A feeling that anything is possible, that your mortal corporeal form can almost reach out and touch something far beyond what is truly your own. A lingering connection to a force yet unseen and yet unprovoked, however friendly, warm, inviting, able to be reached for and grasped at when called to. And with this, you all may, of course, put on your bonds for your character sheet. You may put the Seekers of Galanti, if you have not already, onto your bonds. Especially with this. You may put beside such thing the word Pantheon, as it is your first steps in forming what might be yet a pantheon of newly forged godlings. What does this mean for you? Normally, I would love to be suspicious about it, and I normally love to do that, but the one thing that every single text of biblical proportion will always tell you is there is a sense of all-knowing in gods. There is a feeling, even among demigods, a calling through which they understand innately to their power, and your DM is a huge fan of anime and Power Rangers, and everyone just morphs all the time, and they know how all their weapons work, so why do I want to be coy about it? Let's just move on with that. So Hand-Wavy McGee here, how this works. So for those of you who have not already spoiled yourselves on 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and this is me pulling the curtain. Hi, Kareem Zamir here. Hi, me. Not DM mode. Me behind the curtain. Hi. For those of you who haven't spoiled this already, there is a beautiful new mechanic they've been playing around with, Mike Merles, all the rest of them, called a group patron. Except in this case, I always thought that was kind of dumb. I'm not going to ever get 7 people to agree on worshiping a god, but if I make 7 people gods, there's something there. So, with this, you guys all have a single, that's one fragment of true divinity. What does this mean for your characters? It means that as a group, you have a single point of true divinity shared between the 7 of you. How does it work? Simple. If the 6 of you, because Buddy will always agree, if need be, Buddies will always agree to this, if the 6 of you can agree on its use in a time of crisis or need, one of you, once per week, can do one of the following 3 things. Get your pens ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down. Ready? Your first ability, should you so deem it, if the 6 of you agree that this one character may do this 1 week, it does recharge weekly, may take another action in combat as if benefiting from the action surge ability. Any character may tap into this power. Pretty good. The second ability, because, I mean, if you're going to gain superhuman speed, reflexes, etc., why would we ever do this? You may instead agree that a single character may take a single legendary action. How do legendary actions work? Many players don't know. They just hear it happening and they go, God, DM, this is such bullcrap. The monsters get 37 attacks. Well, you can too now. The way legendary action works, for those unfamiliar, you may take a single action at the end of any other creature's turn in the initiative order. This can be friend or foe. Typically, for monsters, it's just after a foe turn, one of your turns. But for you all, I'm not going to stipulate it that hard. If at any point the call arises, you may take a single action, whether it be a move, and a basic attack, a casting of a spell, any singular action. No bonus actions, but a single action, if you all agree to use your fragment of divinity for such a thing. And of course, where would little fledgling godlings be without the ability to rebuff even those attacks that might otherwise prove fatal to weaker individuals? If you all agree, your third ability is one character may utilize a single use of legendary resistance. Because after all, legendary creatures need to have some otherworldly resistances to the mundane magics of mankind. And thus, the pantheon of the Seekers of Galanti is formed. You do have the feeling that you might not want to call yourselves the Seekers of Galanti much more. If truly your calling is to ascend to the throne of godhood, perhaps it is something to ponder at this time of what your pantheonic name might be. You can't just be Greek gods that's already taken. You can't be Jesus Christ in the flesh, because truly that is but a bake shop where all his flesh and blood is made. Well, one's in a wine cellar, but regardless, you understand my mean. Begin to think about the true purpose, and this does, as we pull the curtain back over my face, back to being your DM, it is something to ponder for you all as characters, for your characters specifically, for you and your characters, and any combination therein of. What does your character truly stand for? What is your character willing to do to meet their ends? What is your character willing to sacrifice? And what is your character looking to embody in their own self? You are, again, effectively elevated to demigods, and in doing so, there is a little flashing golden light over each of your character names. We'll get to that in a second. I don't want to spoil it, but we'll get to it at the end of today's session. Spoilers, it's probably a level up, just so we're all very clear, and that's coming at. But, Seekers of Galanti, as this golden light washes over you, you innately know, and you feel a kinship, a shared bond, and a feeling among the other 6 individuals as you look across from. There is a connection, a divine connection, that but a fragment of some godly might left behind by the Realm Weavers themselves now exists, split upon the 7 of you, but now taking root and slowly holding on to your very immortal soul. As you stand at the boundary of light and darkness between time and space, the light fades, and deep within the chests of each of you, a small, faint divinity glows brighter and more powerful still. As the rock begins to swirl and continue its movement throughout the cosmos, a flicker, a flash, and a tear in reality itself waxes and wanes as a portal revealing the grimy, dirt and blood-soon streets of Deerwood sits before you. Seekers of Galanti, I turn it over to you. If there's conversation to be had, let it be spoken. If there are actions to be taken to return home, take them now. But the choices are yours, and yours alone. The floor is yours.
Alright guys, I have the perfect idea for a name. What if we call ourselves the Huggy Bears?
No.
I mean, I'm not against it. That's one of the smartest things that I think Kobold Jones has ever said in his life.
I think we could get into some legal trouble. But I'm not sure.
I think
All
the
right,
guys
fine.
would like.
I
Instead
don't
of
know
Huggy
enough
Bears,
about.
let's go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I think we
think we
could get
might
into some
get
legal
into-
trouble, but I'm not sure.
Maybe perhaps on another plane, but it looks like they can just yank us. So
I don't know enough about laws to dispute that one, but I think it's a good idea.
We're not turtles.
we are not turtles. You're right.
Not yet.
DM, is there any source of light where we are at?
Oh, it's beautifully illuminated. As you look around this swirling rock that you find yourselves on, there are effigies of light. These beautiful bursts of starlight and falling stars that emanate all across the open cosmic sky around you.
Are shadows being cast in a unidirectional manner?
For a time, but there's like a swirl effect to it. Imagine yourself in like a vortex or any rave in Orlando, really.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna have Orville try and focus on the light and then turn around and do a shadow puppet turtle of himself.
Okay. Is it shadow puppet like a... Oh, you're just trying to do
like
this?
full body. Like just try and make myself into a turtle. Like,
Sure.
arms kind of out here, bend over, and cast it onto the ground. Full silhouette of a turtle on the ground.
Give me a performance check.
That's a 5.
A 5. I mean, to a blind man, it definitely looks like a turtle. To the rest of the party,
okay.
The goblin might have worms, y'all. We're not 100% sure, but he might have worms. He starts rubbing his ass on the ground. He's balling up. He's unballing. He's moving his arms in. He's moving his arms out. Can't quite understand what he's doing. It's either interpretive dance, a celebration of some kind, or he might be in desperate need of dewormer.
Wait, do we need to get him out of here?
Orville, when I have worms like that, I usually just drink a whole bottle of Everclear. That clears it right up.
Oh, thanks, son. Yeah. I think we should do that when we get back. Yeah. Thanks, Jonesy.
Anyway, should we just, ditch this dump?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume there's not much anything here at this point.
I want to look around and see if there were any remnants left behind of Vito. Make sure he's actually gone.
You look around, and from what you can tell, other than the broken bits of rock and hewn pieces of this black and white kind of wildflower remains, there seems no hide nor hair of what once was Vito.
But there are the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's burn those.
Sure. Torch or...
I think we had a torch earlier.
Yeah, JJ had one.
Walk around torching.
Burn.
You burn them away. They become beautiful looking wildflowers. Full color. Delightful, in fact.
In a strange way, I hope that maybe someone from Destra can maybe get a specimen, or it seems up their alley, with the magical transformation. I'm sure there's plenty of specimens.
Yeah, I just don't trust whatever they were. Okay, is everyone ready to go back?
I have a question. Is my arm still a sword now that the threat's gone, or?
Oh yeah. You're just hanging out. Big old honking sword arm.
Before we leave, can I try to get rid of it?
Sure. No longer in combat. You can spend multiple instances of 6 seconds calming yourself down, slowly convincing yourself there is no fight, there is no danger, there is no war in Bossing, say. And eventually, your nerves settle. You feel the heavy metal blade that is your arm slowly begin to bubble and cook and melt away as softly as water itself. It evaporates into small, glinting strands of a beautiful mercury that then seems to shrink back under your fingernails. And within a minute or so, no longer do you have a weapon at all. Just 2 open hands and a very warm, divine heart.
Okay, I'm ready then.
Clear to move through the portal then.
Oh, I have one more thing I need to do. And I'm going to go over and hug Buddy.
Buddy goes, oh, hello.
I was really worried about you once those things fell out of the sky. I'm glad you're alive.
Oh, yep, no. Desperately alive. Did some heroing. Kobold Jones did up. A little bit of Allville mixed in there.
You did great.
Oh,
Thank you. And he does the every celebrity that gets hugged by a person of the opposite gender thing, where like he makes sure everyone can see his hands. Like full on like no touching kind of thing, like, oh yep, thank you, and like pats the top of your head, kind of like doesn't know what this is, and is very like, I hate to say like touch starved, but very much as a touch starved person that's just kind of like awkward by nature.
That's fine.
Bartholomew kind of looks over and goes, yeah, I punched a guy. Punched him right in his face. Pretty good.
Like,
That is a
just
very
a normal
Orville.
person?
Oh yeah, just a normal guy. He was I think he stole like a home from someone or something. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but there was a lady and she said, he hit my kid, and I was like, you don't hit kids, and then I punched him right in his face. So I squared my hips and I just punched him. And then
Was it a bad kid?
Wow, he's come so far. You used to want to punch a kid.
Oh, I would have preferred to punch the kid because when he hit me back, it hurt a lot worse than I was expecting.
Was it a good kid or a bad kid?
The kid? I think the kid was great. I don't quite know, to tell you the truth. Yeah. No, but the guy is a very big guy, very rotund, very, very ogreish. I shouldn't say ogreish. That's like a microaggression or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway.
You did good.
Thank you. It was mostly just, I had some guidance, little bird on my shoulder kind of deal. So, good. I mean, you seem to have done well. Wrap this whole thing up.
Buddy, can I ask you something?
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
So, the glowing star thing said that I could ask, for help or whatever. And so I asked for help, and the next thing I know, you're flying through the sky. And so I was just wondering what you heard on the other side.
Oh, the other side. Well, I was over by like the docks, like the far end by the churches, where like the shadow of the churches in this town. Let's see. At the time, I was using my sword, this thing, and he produces the glowing sword. So I was using this, and I was slashing this rather tall fellow. He was like, I don't know, at least like 7.5 meters tall, I would say, give or take, and very big fellow. I was kind of cutting into him and doing the whole hero thing, and inspiring people with magic and whatnot. It was very, very, very good, like a workout. Really, I was sweating. But then, he had like a little moon over his head, and it turned into a sun. And I thought that was pretty neat, as it melted the guy, and then it kind of just like these like burning strands of hot light kind of just like clung to me and then ripped me through, and then you guys were here. So yeah, thank goodness I had my wings going. Otherwise, I'd probably have. He like looks over the edge of this rock. I probably would have just fallen right down there, and he leans down and like clutches his knees and just like teeters a little bit off the side and looks over. It's like, yeah, no, I would have really eaten shit. Okay, nope, that's terrible. Nope, don't like that. And stands up and dusts his lap off and kind of like hands together and then walks back over to you guys.
Oh, thanks for showing up, buddy.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, that's what like, assistants do.
Friends do.
What heroes do.
So you have done.
No, you did.
You six friends and me.
Oh, buddy.
I think we dare say that you are a friend and a hero as well now at this point.
Yeah, that
We
sounds
had
like
this conversation once before.
Yeah.
yeah.
At least once.
Felt it was kind of like a puff piece, a little bit. You're like the real.
The second time around.
I mean, if a joke is funny once, you repeat it a few times to get the laugh in. So no worries. Before you find out about it otherwise, and Bartholomew reaches into his like coin pouch at his hip and walks over to Caldwell Jones and presents a small stack of gold pieces. Goes, here's your cut. I did gamble again, and I feel it's only fair.
Wait, my cut for what?
Well, for being my best friend.
Oh, buddy.
What?
I'll hug his little kneecap.
Oh, that's my
And
knee.
Then, no, you keep it. You deserve it.
Oh.
You want it.
Well, yeah, but growing up, my eldest brother used to tell me that your best friends are the ones that you give money to. So he would always take my money because he was my best friend growing up.
Oh, buddy.
That's not right.
Not how it
Buddy,
works.
how could I accept your money then?
With both hands?
No. It's okay.
Oh,
You get to
okay.
keep it. We don't play by those rules around here.
Oh. But it was still best friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. And he puts the coins back in his coin purse and goes, cool then, my friend. He kind of does the little tap of like the top of your head. Again, doesn't really know like the hug idea, and is like, that's super cool. Well then, if that is if that's all, then I not for nothing, this is a terrifying place, and I keep waiting for us to go flying off into the distance.
Yeah. Things are probably not too great. I mean, they're probably a little bit better back home now.
Maybe, but JJ, do you want to check on your family?
I
Before we
don't
leave?
have the ability to do that at the moment.
I mean, like we could physically go there.
I mean, yeah, but we have to go back to, to the estate first, I think. That would be the best place to start.
As you're talking about this, and Celeste says we could go back to your home, the image in the portal shifts, and you see a beautiful farmland covered in black and white wildflowers that is slowly being burned.
It's up to y'all if y'all want to go.
Let's go.
Okay, after me, and I'll go through.
Celeste
JJ will
jumps.
Yeah, JJ will hop on through with Celeste.
JJ hops on through. Orville goes. Bartholomew walks up, looks at Cobalt Jones, goes, "Don't worry, buddy. I'll make sure that it's safe for you, best friend," and then jumps through himself.
Ha, Jones, your buddy now. Walks through.
I'm gonna go through.
So bad. I'll just waltz through.
Waltz through. Ooh, he waltzes. Mm.
Well,
I prefer a great
more
merengue myself, but little Cuban shuffle maybe. So yeah, you all walk through this terrifying kind of like almost color out of space feel, this like twisting Minerva of various colors that cascade down into this otherworldly type of transportation. A beam of light cracks into the sky from off stage. While you all are not privy to this, you simply see the world come into view. Each of you are deposited just outside of the farmlands of lightning by a beam of light in and of yourselves, a beautiful myriad of colors that cascade down as if pure divine light has brought you to this area. You hear screams and yells from outside, bells ring in various areas, and as you look out onto this open farmland, there is naught but swaths in just kind of like mounds of black and white wildflowers. A number of individuals now sit with heavy bandanas over their face, not sure what plague this might be, but seeming to have understood that fire is the unmaking of whatever these creatures are. You can see it is still night, and seeming to teeter beyond night to darkness. Bless you, Celeste. And with that, you watch in the distance as the sunlight slowly begins to peel over the horizon, the radiant rays of the sun now dripping over the beautiful mountain ranges. And as the dawning of light strikes, flames erupt out across both city, state, and the surrounding lands. Each and every one of these black and white wildflowers now being turned and cast into beautiful horizons of bright, beautiful colors. The townsfolk still look out ominously in your direction, a number of them brandishing what few weapons they have in hand, others with torches or any type of instrument that would make them a formal mob, before a few seemingly well-beaten individuals step forward from the crowd and pull their masks down, and you see a number of farmhands point out and go, "It's hey, y'all, hold on a second. That's JJ and her friends right there. Hey, how you doing there, Ears?"
Hey there. We're dealing with the same stuff in town. Handled the source, and it allowed us to come here. Just making sure that y'all are doing the best possible. Is Ma okay? Is Grandpa okay? Is Basler okay? Is everyone okay?
Well, that's a lot of questions there. Hey, question for
I
you.
know.
Did you come
Yes,
down
sir?
on a beam of light?
We did. Yep.
Oh,
we
shit.
did.
Did you see that? She did come down on a beam of light right there. Yeah, a little red feller. He's all right. He knows what he's talking about. All right, second coming of the divine over here. Starts walking around, like a few people start cheering, and they're like, "Oh, hey!" And like most of the town kind of waves to you. You look, and many of them are like horribly marred and scarred. Like a few of them have like deep cuts, but all of them have these like very rushed-looking burn marks that would kind of incentivize you that someone has at least mastered a small fraction of healing magic. And so now most of these farmhands that are CR nothing, but have made a questionable set of deals with a potentially devilish individual, more demon-esque, are now living the good life in a sense, and, empowered beyond their mortal means. As the town kind of welcomes you all back, you do note that, the majority of what the talk of the town is that Vasler's influence on this small little settlement, these farmlands, is a saving grace. Very much so. Every single member that seems to swear themselves to the Church of the Huggy Bear has, in one way or another, been a detriment to making sure that, like, evil or not a detriment, but a positive influence in making sure that these evil forces had no kind of like encroaching effects on the community. You look, and there are like just scathes of flowers that run across the entirety of the town. Buildings have been broken into. A number of houses are going to be in desperate need of repair. But among them, while the estate home of the Lightnings does bear a number of physical issues now, compromises, the small red barn that has become the first official church of the Huggy Bear holds not a single scratch nor break, and is instead surrounded by beautiful wildflowers, and otherwise is untouched from the ensuing chaos.
JJ will kind of usher folks to come along with her, and she'll walk over to the barn then, just to see if Ma and Basler are there. Just, it seems like the safest spot.
Sure. Everyone walking with you. You all arrive at the barn, the first church of the Huggy Bears. The doors have been left wide open, not broken, not beaten, never seeming to even have moved closed throughout the course of the night. And inside, you note a number of individuals laid flat on their backs in various rows, all being organized in a strange series of like triage. There looks to be a number of people that have either lost limb or body part, or taken on them a number of stab wounds. Some people do look to be dead. There are a number of people that are kind of like sat with blankets laid over them, grieving family members done so. But as you look among the bodies, a number of people sit in beautifully made garb that bears a striking kind of silvery platinum robe to them. And it is primarily members of the Lightning family that are now laying hands upon the wounded and sickened. Your mother wipes the sweat from her brow as she again kind of beseeches out and says a prayer in the name of Vasler, and you see this light kind of divinity echo from her hands as she slowly heals the wounded. Sat right in the middle, surrounded in a phalanx of what appears to be about 9 rather short rat folk, is Vasler themselves, looking over and going, yeah, I don't know. What do we do about that guy? You hear like hissing and sneers. He goes, yeah, no, he wanted he wanted enough money for his kid to have a good solstice. So, I mean, we're kind of already squaresies on that, right? Like, no one's gonna be super mad about that one. And turns and looks in your direction and goes, oh, hey, hi, how you doing? Good to see you again. It's been too long. Yeah, we're saving everyone. Definitely not just letting some folks go. That would be not very neighborly.
Y'all, I can see that y'all are doing the best that you can.
Yep.
It was a rough night
Yep.
for everybody. But yeah, we handled it. So those shouldn't come back. But thank you. It seems that folks are able to maybe handle some stuff on their own, thanks to you. So.
Oh yeah, you should have seen it. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gramps and a few others went to go rip some trees out of the ground because we need the lumber for like fixing people's houses. So that'll happen soon. You look good. Great. You looked a little, strung out, but you look like you're surviving.
A little exhausted, but it's okay.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Just y'all are holding up okay. It seems like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really had like 100 people's voices all in my head at once, praying that all their loved ones make it. So this is a new experience for me personally, but we're adjusting. Yeah, we're good.
Have you thought about journaling about it?
No, not even once. That sounds really, really bad.
Maybe. It might help you get it all straight here and there if it ever gets like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Sometimes I make lists.
Yeah.
Of like what would be better to do and maybe what could, fall off and do its own thing.
So in my pre-lamp days, I actually had a friend who was a devil, real good guy, did a lot of court cases, told me that anything I write down is circumstantial evidence. So we're just not going to write anything down this go around.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Considering,
You'll get sued. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, good to, you know what? Good to know. Well, wherever we went to, what was that dude's? It started with the V.
Cool.
To kind of handle whoever was sending those weird things. Yeah.
They have a name that starts with a V. They can't be all bad. Pretty
No,
good letter
but
to start with.
It is a good letter. It was
the best letter.
Sometimes when you say people's like exact names, that kind of spooky come into the picture again.
Sure. Yeah. When people say my name, then they're like, please look after my family. Please save me. Yeah. Please forgive me. I hear it all.
Yeah, where the portal let us come back here, so just was double checking if y'all needed anything. But we were gonna leave today, I guess. But it looks like we might have to put it off another day. I just wanted to make sure y'all were all right. Seems like y'all got it handled. And JJ's just gonna kind of move towards her mom a little bit.
Sure.
Slowly. To get in a hug at some point.
He starts doing that everything's good. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. Nope. You're doing that thing. Cool. Yep. We got stuff to do. Starts shuffling and walks over to just some person, be like, oh, Vasla, save me, Vasla. Goes, sir, you're no longer on fire, Stephen. I don't know how to tell you you're not on fire anymore. We put you out an hour ago, bud. He's like, I'm burning, Vasla. I'm burning in your light. I'm not a light-based god. I'm not even really... Someone help this guy. Like, starts, like, screaming. You walk over and you're as you, like, kind of, like, get into the shadow of where your mom is. She speaks up and she goes, now, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. I'll get to you in a second. I know everyone's hurting right now.
Do you want some help?
And you, like, as you, like, say you speak, your voice hits her ears. You see her kind of shifter, like, rabbitous ears twitch, and she looks away. The light fades from her fingertips. The person kind of groans in pain. She goes, oh, JJ, thank goodness. And Vasler, we trust. Oh, sorry. And she goes back to slowly, like, restoring this person as though, like, a little spray of blood comes out of their knee. She goes, oh, sorry about that. And she goes, I'm so glad you're all right. Everyone seems to be doing well. You know.
Well, no, it was not an easy night. It was not easy up there.
Oh, well, thank goodness. Your father had the idea that most of us needed to be well trained enough for some kind of self-defense, and then with the gift, the little miracle you left in town, certainly we've learned to fend for ourselves in that regard too.
I'm glad that it has actually been beneficial in some sort of strange way.
Mhm.
All right. Well, if y'all are good, we're gonna go back to town, I guess, and figure it out.
And she
But
kind of like
we'll be back in like 6 months or so, I think, after we leave.
she looks at you and slowly, as like slight bandaging like the last remnants of this wound. She looks up and down, and it just happens that like your back is to the rising sun. You can see the light burning in that, illuminating each of you and your friends. And she goes, you know, I never really truly bought into this whole hogwash that you and your father agreed on, that you were going to go to the city and make something yourself. And I always knew you were something special, but I never really thought... I didn't really think like all them scholarly types were on to nothing other than conning a couple kids out of their youth. But as I look at you now, and you and your friends, and seeing what good you've done for these people here, I'm rooting for you.
Thanks, Mom. I'm rooting for you too.
Oh, good. At least someone is.
Don't worry, I gotcha. Is anyone giving you trouble?
No, not anyone in particular. Everyone's really come together. We were supposed to hold service, I think today or tomorrow. I'm not really quite sure or confident that little red, well, I guess he's larger now, big red fella you left us with really knows how to lead a sermon, but he more or less is leaving it in our hands. And so we're mostly just going to stick to the basics, I think, and then maybe just say a little, you know, we'll put his name in the comments, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I hope maybe I get to catch one of those one of these days.
I'd like that.
Too.
Hmm.
Well, it seems like you're mighty busy. I'll help a few folks on the way out.
I don't. You got bigger fish to fry, and everyone who's still hurt is just calling for it. And not actually hurt. I'm trying to get attention.
Go figure.
Big hero day. But I wish you well on your journey, and certainly don't be a stranger. I think you're connected to something here, something serious, and if the mercy of Vasler is good, then we're all connected wherever you might be. So
Yeah, and if you ever need to get in touch with me, you know, just yell at him. Tell him you need to get a message over to me. I'm sure you can figure out a way.
well, I've learned message. I haven't learned the larger one yet. He tells me there's a bigger one, so I'm trying, but
there is.
yeah.
It just takes some time, practice and time. You got this.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
I'm learning that. I don't think it's so much time as it is. I think it's incremental to back rubs at this point. Feels like the more that I treat him well, the more kind of magic he seems to kind of divvy out among folks. So, does he have like a favorite food, maybe, or like?
Aside from his type's favorite thing, he does like cookies.
Cookies, all right.
Sometimes he likes burgers.
Burgers, all right.
But he really likes the back rubs, and then there's like a spot behind the broken horn where you can just give him a little like scritchy. And he likes that too. So as long as I don't know. He used to like being like carried around, but I think he's a little too big for that now.
Oh, you'd be surprised. And as she says this, you notice like the little phalanx of rat guys are all kind of like hefting Vasler up. And there's because there's a rather tall individual, real tall, slim fella, who probably has some giant in him, and is about 7 foot tall, much taller than Vasler. And you see as he's like, you kind of look at the last thing, well, I'm just saying because, all the corn got torn up. If we had somebody who could kind of do what them druids do in town, and you see many of these rat folks start squeaking and lift Vasler just about a couple inches taller than this guy. It's like, yes, of course. Why don't you head up on that there, Jim? And in my name, I trust you. He goes, well, shucks, all right. I guess I could do that. He goes, I give you my blessing to do that. In the Huggy Bear, we trust. And he goes, yeah, hell yeah, in the Huggy Bear, we trust. All right, how about that? And you see there's like a small kind of like radiant hellfire-ish light that washes over Jim. Jim kind of twitches and turns a little bit and hunches forward. You can see their back kind of pop a bit, and there's a bit more demonic-looking influence in Jim. But as Jim walks away, the grass seems to grow beneath his feet. And Vazza goes, this whole divinity thing, super easy. I'm just telling you, you just grant wishes and then hope it never bites you in the ass. And so far, we're doing really good. Only one bite in the ass so far. But I think Charles learned his lesson. Anyway, Vasler slowly gets lowered back to the ground.
I think he's a little bit better than he wants to give himself credit for. I think he's doing the best he can.
Well, he does his best. I think that's all we can ever hope for. But I know we wouldn't have survived the night if it wasn't for him, so I hate to say it, but even doubts I had there, they seem all washed away at that, so.
Yeah. It sure was an interesting one. Hopefully those never come back. I think we fixed that problem. And I guess we should go see the extent of the damage in town too. So I'm glad to see that you're still here. So,
I'm glad I'm still here as well.
Keeping up his end of the bargain. So.
Yeah. This all giving me a bit of whiplash. If I'm truthfully, I mean, it's all happened one right after another, and a lot of folks around here all remark that the city we're around is a city of folks who are going to eventually watch over us from heavens. And well, if you and your friends are going to be those people, then I hope that you take that kind heart with you, and you don't ever let that go away, because there's a lot of folks around that seem to throw that away at a moment's notice, I
think we're trying to do the best we can for everybody out there. JJ's gonna, once her mom stops casting a spell or something, she's gonna just give her a tight hug.
Yeah, she'll rise up, kind of wipe the front of her gown off, and give you a hug in return, hold you real tight. And she kind of whispers to you a bit. She goes, I miss him so much, but I'm so happy to see how proud he would be of you in this moment.
I miss him too. Did you lay him out back?
In a manner of speaking, yeah. Your friend had a couple ideas for it, so we kind of went with that instead.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think it's just, it's hard to think about. It definitely has been a long, I guess, week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Well, make sure these next 6 months you give him hell out there and you let him know what a lightning means.
Of course.
She kind of sends you her love and kisses the front of your forehead, slowly pulls from the hug and holds your hands tightly, and then kind of like stares at you, like right in the eyes, and slowly kind of like brings your hands up with hers and nods, kind of silently so, and then wishes you and your friends all of the luck in your journey.
Thank you, Mom. You're doing great here. And best of luck to you. Can't wait to come home and see what all y'all do with this. Bit of a new start here and there,
In more ways than one.
Y'all are gonna do great.
Let's hope for it. I think you'll do great too.
Thank you. And she'll let go and kind of turn away and walk to Vasler, give him a good old pat on the back and say thank you.
You walk up, pat him on the back. His phalanx of rat soldiers all draw their weapons and hiss at you. He goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! She's all right. She's like a priestess of our order." They go, "Meh." They all sheath their weapons. He goes, "It's good. It's good to see you. Glad you're doing well. Your friends look tough. Little purple guy is giving me the stink eye still, even though I'm not as little as I once was. It's pretty cool. Might
He
have
gives
to.
everybody the stink eye.
Yeah, I have to give him the stink eye back one of these days when he's not so scary. So yeah, you're holding up good. You don't have any missing arms or nothing, and your legs are all good. Yeah, horns are fine. Antlers.
Doing the best.
Yep.
Had a couple of scares, but it's all right. It's fine. We're still standing. But thank you. They seem to be doing the best they can, and you're doing pretty good by them. So I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, it's what's expected of me. You know what I mean? Like it's what it's what you do when you're like a divine kind of deal. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Look at you. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say thank you, and hopefully we'll see y'all back in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
If not, if you need anything, you know how to reach me and yada yada.
I do need a favor.
Okay.
I call one back for you.
Okay.
So I did this thing where I'm like, granting wishes or whatever, pretty much just doing what I can, So I have this guy who desperately wants to see what the hero thing's all about, okay? And I promised I would do my best to kind of show them how the hero life works. Now, 1-to-1, would you maybe let them intern for you so they can kind of see how life on the road is? Maybe discourage them from this line of work, and then they come back here where they're needed?
So I'm gonna be really honest, right?
I only ask that you're very honest. And of course, between honest friends, remember how I saved the life of your friend that one time and pretty much the lives of everyone you know and love. But go ahead, however honest you want to be.
We did trade souls for that. But
Yeah,
to be honest,
honest. Let's go honest.
To be really honest,
Super
so
honest.
we're about to be gone for about like 4 to 6 months up north.
Awesome. I hope the cold
so-
will make him want to come home.
That that's a possibility. But
If he
Lady
chicken shits out, I mean, it's good for us.
So Lady Gulanti, you remember Colt, the one that we traded souls for?
I mean, I was in him. Yeah, I know who the guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since he died again,
me rest his soul.
Vasler rest his soul.
Okay.
Lady Galanti is starting a scholarship
Cool.
in
Yeah.
his honor.
Let's just cut that
And-
out. Nothing related to money. This is like, follower.
I know, but you kind of gotta like pay money to like.
Well, how much do you need to just let him intern? You'll never even know he's there.
He'll die. He's gonna die.
That's fine if
He is going to die.
he won't die.
Vasler would have no way to get him back.
Look, Lightning, if he dies, that's kind of just great for me.
But I was gonna
if
say,
you leave
they
here
just
and you
lost.
Just kill him, that's completely fine.
They lost a bunch of new recruits.
If you want
And guess what? Guess what I did for a year, and what some of the other people did for a year. They
Sure.
got mail. They did mail fetch quests.
I don't know what the hell that means. That sounds really boring.
We picked some berries
For like
a
how
year.
many hours?
Every day. Picked berries to bring back.
Why does
Or
anyone
we
want to
went
be a
and
hero?
got the mail for a year. Some people did it for like 10 years.
This is awful. Okay.
Yeah, so that will convince,
new
that's
idea.
the start of being a hero, so that will help him, decide he probably doesn't want to be a hero.
All right, so here's the pitch.
Okay.
I send him with you. You
You
pawn
want
him
him
off
to
to the
die.
first jerk bag that needs help. He does
You
the
want him to die.
hero thing, for whoever. Gets bored, realizes it sucks, comes back to me. Good to go. Right?
Yeah, but I can't promise that he won't enjoy it at the same time.
He's a real straight shooter. Okay? Real nice guy. But he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Who is it?
He's a little guy.
Who is it?
It's Charles.
Oh, what happened with Charles? Is Charles sentient? Like, really sentient now?
He learned to speak recently, and honestly, just a huge pain in my ass. I mean, literally pain in my. And he turns and like there's like a part where he's missing fur, like right by like his rear corners, and he's like he straight up bit me because I was gonna purgatory a guy because he spilled wine on me, and he said that wasn't fair to that guy. Can you believe not being fair to that guy? Total asshole. But I realized I never really gave him anything other than, sentience. But I never really granted anything for him. So he said he wanted to be a hero. So I figured, no problem. I know just the people for that. Now, if you could help me out here, that'd be pretty great.
Did he help at all last night?
I don't know. I put him out in the fields. I think he's probably still out there if you want to go get him.
Then he's a hero.
If
he helped and he survived, then he's a hero. He is already a hero.
Maybe we just turn our voices down a little bit, okay? Let's watch it on the H word around here specifically, okay? I don't need heroes. I need followers, okay? You know who don't follow people? Heroes. Heroes go do things, okay? Followers are like, oh man, if only God could make the sun shine. And then I just check the weather forecast and congrats, Tuesday, you're all set up, bud.
Let me talk to everyone else because this ain't just my rodeo.
Sure. Anyone who disagrees, just let them know. Come see me. And if they value their kneecaps, I got them.
JJ is just gonna stare at him
What are we
Like
doing
a-
right now?
like a disappointed mother.
I'm sensing some tension here,
Right.
and I can't tell if it's romantic or if you hate me right
Absolutely
now.
not.
Okay, cool. So it's the hate then. Okay, I felt it. I could go either way. I wasn't sure. Good to
What
know.
kind of romances are you getting into?
Passionate ones.
Okay, great.
Mostly with widowers.
Oh my god. Vasler.
What? I was told
Really?
tieflings have to be made somehow. Like, what am I supposed to do? Have you ever just been in a situation where literally dozens of men and women throw themselves at you? It's crazy. My last group of followers? Prudes. These people, they watch corn grow all day. I'm the most exciting thing they've ever seen.
It's not my mom, right?
No, oh goodness, no.
Okay.
Our mom is fine.
Our mom? Okay, great. Our mom is good. Great.
Our mom's good.
Love. Just make sure that she's all right. That's the most important, I think.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me go talk to everyone else about the Charles situation.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
I'll
do that.
see you. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Before you forget, make sure you say hi to your dad out in the field.
I will. Thank
right.
you.
Cool. Hey, you're
Yeah,
my number one follower.
you're my number one demon.
I'll take it. Hobbles away. You see like another person like run up and go, "Oh, Vasla, it's real bad. I haven't been able to take a piss since that whole fight." He's like, "Oh my god, with your problems." Like walks off.
AJ will return to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Before JJ returns, can I just want to kind of nudge to Buddy and be like, just ask him. So do you follow Vasler too?
Follow him where?
No. Do you worship Vasler too?
Oh heavens, no.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Thought you guys were like.
No, we're like Okay, so like, have you ever had like a part-time job?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like a part-time job, you kind of settle into a rhythm. Like, okay, you work Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then, you know, maybe you have like a friend who like you share Monday, Thursday with on like the swing shifts, you know? And like, you don't really want to hang out with them a bunch, but you're just kind of stuck with them. So then you're kind of like, hey, you, and you don't ever really interact past that. That's kind of where Vasler and I should stay, I think. He needed help one time with like a demonic incursion. I needed my kneecaps not to be broken. And that's about, you know, little tit for tat on that one.
Oh, okay. You know about JJ and Val, right?
JJ and oh, the dating finally? Cool. That's great.
No. They follow Vasler. Oh,
Sure. I mean, sure,
kind
that's fine.
You don't. You guys were. I don't know why I thought you guys were friends. It was just a threatening manner. So you just followed him because he threatened you?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, at one point, he had that scary little one with a shiv on me, and more or less threatened that if I didn't help him wipe out that whole little cult down in the sewers and establish his dominance to a local infestation of sewer rats, then I was not going to be a walking elf very much longer. So I figured, I weighed the pros and cons, and I said, I'm really not doing anything with my Saturday anyway. And then we did the dang thing. I think that's how Orville says it, did the dang thing. I'm trying to be hip. I feel like if I don't pick up cool words, then Kobold Jones will find better friends.
Don't worry about that, buddy.
Oh, right. I mean, sure. And he looks at you and is like, I'm not worried at all, Celeste. Not worried at all. But any potential friendships there.
Okay.
Cole Jones is just absolutely not paying any attention to the conversation. He's just off picking grass or something. Punching a tree.
Oh, yeah. He's just punching a tree. You have a kid walk up to you with a stick and go, Hey, you. What you punching that tree for?
It looked at me funny.
Oh, word. Wait, trees can look at people?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, can I punch this tree with you?
No. Go find your own tree.
Ah! But fine. And just walks off. And you're like, hey, Timmy, what happened? He goes, some guy's having all kinds of fun punching a tree. I can't punch no tree with him. And kicks a stone. It sucks. He goes, well, why don't you come help us fix this barn? He goes, well, I guess I go fix barn. Can I punch some of the wood? He goes, you can karate chop the wood, bud. He goes, all right, I guess I'll do that. Walks off. But JJ, you return to the group.
Okay, looks like things are very much handled here. Vasler did have one request. It seems like, does anyone remember Charles?
Oh, yeah, I remember Charles. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, Charles learned how to speak. And Charles wants to be an adventurer and a hero. So, Vasler is asking if we could take Charles on along with us and show him that he doesn't want to be a hero.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like going with us is a pretty shitty way to be a hero.
I agree. I told him it's not particularly a great way and that he'll probably not make it very long. You know.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think that Charles guy, he was a pretty thick boy. I think that he'd be fine.
But at the same time, you know, someone that's kind of untrained for the most part. But I mean, it's up to y'all. I told him it was up to the whole group. Everyone, you know, everyone has their say, and it's not just me. So.
Well, can we find out how much talking Charles has learned to do?
Yeah, absolutely. He's out in the field, apparently.
Bartholomew, how do you feel about Charles?
Oh, Charles. The rat? The little rat?
The large rat, yes.
The
large rat guy.
Yeah.
You know, Charles is one of the most fearsome knife-wielding individuals that has ever pointed a blade at me, so,
Wasn't it? I thought that was Templeton.
Oh no, Templeton had the club. Charles has a knife. He actually has this little weird knife. It's like a little piece of wood with like a sharp edge at the end, and it kind of spins. It's very distressing. I think he stole it from someone.
Oh, cool. But yeah, we can go talk to Charles and see, you know, what exactly he's looking for, you know, out of an internship situation.
We're interning the rat?
Yeah, that's essentially what Vasler would like us to do.
Small question. Will the rat be making more money than me?
Interns make less than like actual hired people, I think.
Okay, just making sure.
How are we paying him?
Well, the
Doing
last time we
Vasler?
brought two
Wait,
people
you
on,
don't
we
pay
paid
your-
them?
Wait,
We're paying
you don't pay your interns?
Wait, you should pay
I'm
your
not
interns.
paying. Wait a second. Hold on. He's not my intern. He's technically Vasler's intern, and we're doing Vasler a favor. Not paying somebody who isn't worshiping me. Vasler's problem. We're just
But
helping
he's
him.
not
doing work
worshiping you.
for us. What? Yeah.
Oh.
What if you start? Then he's doing work for us.
So, it's our intern?
I'll pay
He
him
worships
if it's that big
Vasler?
of a
The
problem.
request is that he come on as like a squire to us, then, more than an intern, correct?
Intern was the exact word used.
So we're going to have him do paperwork? We have Bartholomew.
I don't trust the rat to do your paperwork.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I think it's more so Charles has this idea of what being an adventurer is. So and a hero.
This is what happens when you get wrapped up in politics, JJ.
This isn't politics, this is religion.
I think that this is the politics of religion.
Is there a difference in the two? I feel like we're talking about the same things with different words.
Okay, well let's just... Who is anyone opposed
To...
letting Charles come with us? Just without even talking to him. Is anyone just against this?
Without talking to us, yes.
Yeah, I currently veto it as he did threaten my life once.
Okay. And Orville, what did you say?
I mean,
I'd also like to talk to him.
Okay, you want to talk to him, so no. Is anyone else against it?
100% we should have an interview process. I can prepare some questions. I assume he's going to put Vasler as his reference, which immediately I throw out.
Whatever y'all feel comfortable with. I was just asking, just so I could give Vasler an answer about this. So.
Right. Well, okay. Here's my follow-up question. Here's my logical question. Miss Morgan, if we hire Mr. Charles, will Chunkini eat him? You can say yes more than once.
I mean, how big is Charles? I'm not saying it's a deterrent,
real big
but
rat. He's like a city rat.
I'm not going to rule out the possibility.
Right.
So,
I have the utmost faith in your summon cat.
I'd say maybe 75%,
All right, I'm in to intern this kid
70-30.
on the idea that we introduce them to Chunkini as quickly as possible.
I'm also not gonna lie, Vasler said we could just kill him.
I mean, I don't approve of murder, but if a murder were to happen around me, I wouldn't call. I mean, who am I going to call? The authorities are you all, right? Like, I'm going to be like, Mr. Jones, oh no, your axe fell on that poor rat guy. And then I'll be like, I guess I'll clean that for you, buddy, because we're best friends. That's what best friends do.
I mean, it won't be me. I would never kill such a sweet, innocent angel.
Okay, so my best friend's out of the picture for the not murder we're going to have. Orville, you like punching stuff.
That's a lot of punches to kill something, most times.
Okay, Orville does not have the stomach for it.
However, if he just happened to disappear, I might not notice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hands in wrapping again. It's been a minute.
A lot of hands in our pants without anyone willing to be the hand.
Well, I guess I should probably clarify that I would never murder him, but I would self-defense a motherfucker.
Is that... Wait, hold on. When we say self-defense, do I have to get him to attack you first, or...
I think you have to yell, he's coming right for me.
Is that it? It's that... I will... What language do you want it yelled in? I know all of them.
No, I mean, if he actually attacks me, I will kill him.
I mean, I could yell it in Draconic and freak a bunch of people out.
I know Draconic.
I mean, that you would understand that he's coming right for us then, and then all the people would scream because they'd be like, oh, no dragons. And then we'd be like, don't worry, we got it. Oh, it was a rat.
Stop, don't attack me.
Oh, no, what a terrible monster. I love this plan. You're like an actor, Mr.
Right,
Jones.
let's feel the situation out. I want to see if there's tension or not. I don't want this to potentially fall into the category of we provoked him or something like that.
All right,
So
fine.
It's not self-defense.
Sure.
I guess JJ will lead folks out into the field.
All right.
Go look for Charles.
All right. Yeah, you guys exit the small kind of building, the large farmhouse. You head into the fields behind the barn. A number of people are kind of working and already bringing out scythes, and slowly these things that have been covered in black ichor are already being used to hew and hem much of the grounds and kind of cut away all these wildflowers that have grown in sprouts. As you all wander out into about ankle-high grass and flowers that have now grown in this beautiful kind of back end to this farmland. You look and can see much of the fencing's been disheveled and broken. And there's a new addition to the central part of the main farm. A towering, roughly 15 foot or so tall effigy, clad in bright, beautiful brass, is a one-to-one resemblance of JJ's father, holding what appears to be a hoe in one hand and kind of pointing off into the sunlight. It is a bright brass monument, but as you squint and look at it, it does appear to be mostly forged, slapped together of old farm tools that were just of brass. Sat before it is a small, bright and shining platinum bear, and on its shoulder, a small rat with a red headband.
JJ will approach.
You approach. You
Hey.
you walk forward and get within reach of him.
Hey, bud. How are you doing?
You hear this like shifting and kind of like chittering sound. The head rises and you see these heavy looking spines sticking down the back, almost like somewhat like Sonic the Hedgehog style, kind of like folded down. And you see these shoulders rise and lower, and you hear this.
Well, I suppose that I'm doing okay.
And you see slowly they turn and look, and you see Charles's face, one eye now a bright swirling mist of purple, and the other one still a beady red eye. Adorned across their forehead is a bright red headband, very similar to the one Vasler wore when he piloted your small little golem.
Looks like you've, gotten used to the Teddy Tungsten, huh?
Indeed, I have. And I have seen things.
Yeah. Did you help folks out last night? Did you fight those things?
I held this ground, this monument, to a great hero, and no one touched it. Not one of them.
Thank you. I actually really appreciate it. I haven't gotten to see this yet.
Yes. It was Vasler's idea.
That's very heroic of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I heard you wanted to be a hero?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you did that last night and you protected this all night long, that makes you a hero in my eyes. People kind of say that about us, takes one to know one kind of situation. Did you have like an idea or like a plan or anything in particular? Or
A plan. Plan? No, I only ever thought about cheese. Stealing it, eating it, taking it away from other people. And then Vasler showed up and showed me that there are many things other than cheese. There is the thrill of a fight. There is the enjoyment shared among compatriots. Plan. No, I don't have a plan. But I know that what you did for Vasler puts you above him. But what your father did brought him to save this hive, this nest. What you have accomplished Is something I don't know about. And I don't know how to learn it. I want to learn it.
Going to be real honest. You kind of like fumble your way into being a hero. Like a lot of the time, you don't feel like you're being one. You know, you just kind of do, and sometimes like it feels like you don't know if you're making the right choice.
I don't.
And sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're not. But sometimes you stumble into the right choices and into the right people. It's not easy.
No.
It's not but there are many paths to being a hero. The way that we do it, it's full of a lot of heartache and a lot of pain.
Okay.
A lot of loss and a lot of uncertainty, I suppose. But before we even got here, it didn't feel very heroic at all. We just kind of, we did errands and didn't do a whole lot of heroic things. But your path, it looks like, you're already more of a hero than I was when I first started out.
Yeah.
You helped save these people, and to them, that's a hero, and they kind of need you in their own way, you know?
I didn't save these people.
Why do you feel like that?
Because I let a few of them die to save the great brass lord of the field.
A few of my friends have had to die, and people I've known have had to die along the way too.
Yes.
Death is kind of inevitable for
Yes.
heroes. Very inevitable. Sometimes, it's others, and sometimes it's your own. And as much as we would love to be able to save everybody, you sadly can't. But you do your best, and you protect what you think is worth protecting,
Yeah. I guess I do know. Yeah.
Just like this great statue, that is all that, the lightnings kind of aspire to be, and, gives us a whole new beacon in life.
Reggie said this is to be remembered. I want that.
You want to be remembered like that?
Yes. I want to do something that they'll build a statue for me over. I want to be something. I want to be someone. Errands. I don't know the word. But I'll do them. Killing. I've done that. I chewed through my own mother's neck to get to food. Before I knew it, and what it meant to be a family. But now I understand. I did what I had to. And now I have to have someone make me hero. So, if Vasler cannot, you will make Charles a hero. And I will thank you for it. I gave you the button.
You did. You did give me the button.
Mm,
What if I dubbed you a hero right here and now?
for what?
You protected this statue and you protected this farm and everything it stood for.
Mm,
You made that choice. That conscious choice to protect it. Just call this your sacred ground.
I don't want it until
You
it
don't?
means something. I want the day that I am called hero be the day they build a statue for Charles. I stand taller than any rat before me, and all will know my name squeaked upon the basements of the world.
If you had a statue, where would you want it to be?
In a cellar next to a fresh harvest of apples and fermenting cheeses among a few hundred of children I might have. I want.
That sounds like a plan.
Yes. But how I get there, I do not know. It has not been shown to me. No. But I have learned. And I am smarter. And I am wiser. And I am more powerful. And so you will help, Charles. Because Charles is asking you to help. And you help people. Your mother said so.
I was asked to bring you along with us, but I told Wrestler, and I will tell you the same thing. We, the Seekers, kind of all, we take into account everyone's feelings, So I gotta ask everyone how they feel about you coming along.
Mm.
And if they say yes, you can. But if they say no, I will deem you a hero here and now and have a wonderful statue of buttons and cheese and apples set forth for you.
I don't want it.
Because I believe you to be a great hero, honestly and truly, within my being.
Not earned. There's
It
no
was
honor in being given something.
Y'all gave Pops this.
Where did you read that?
When I was small, mindless, across the greatest feast I ever had, was a singular word. Honor. Smaller word, but we chewed that word away. And then smaller words. Yes, there were smaller words. Said, the cheese of heroic feasts. Earned from a hard day in the sun. I've never forgotten that wrapper. It is haunting me now. Mouth-wateringly so. That I could be a hero to the hungry masses.
Why did you bite Vazda?
He didn't want to help someone, and it seemed like the thing to do.
You want to help people?
No. I want people to know my name and thank me. Her mother thanked me for bringing her bandages and scratched my ears for it. I have never known such kindness. I want it all the time. And that is the reward a hero is given. You've grown fat on their thanks and praises and the good jobs, and I see the fives of high. I want all of it. I want all of it.
And you'd want to leave here to get that somewhere else and not continue receiving that praise from the likes of JJ's mother?
There are too many others she praises. She hands her praise across the town. It's not unto me alone. I am not special here, but heroes are special. Everyone agrees. She is special. You are special. The strange little green thing is special. Charles will be special. And if you won't help me, then leave me to ponder my existence and find my path. But if you should aid me, then truly you have proven yourselves to be heroes to me. Guide me as you were guided. I will do your tasks, your errands, and I will be known as Charles.
What say y'all?
Does anyone have any other questions for him before we discuss?
Bartholomew kind of looks around and goes, I mean, I've got one, like, Charles, what's to stop you from killing someone in their sleep? Just random question. And you see Charles kind of twitch and rub their nose and goes,
Nothing.
Goes, right. Charles, do you know what morals are?
I know what morsels are.
Kind of the same. Okay, sure. Yep. Oh goodness. I have no further questions. I probably should, but I just don't.
There's a lot he'd have to learn.
I will learn. I have learned.
Well, you are exceedingly smart. I agree.
I am the
He
smartest.
gets smarter and smarter every day I see you. But there are things about humanity that you have to learn. Things that certainly Vasler will teach in his own way, but you seem already, to have your own kind of moral compass emerging,
What is a compass?
It's a directional item. And
Is
your
it-
moral compass is what direction your heroic journey can take you.
Good. I will take this compass, and I will use it to become what I want to be.
Charles, I have a question.
Yes, you.
Thank you. What if some people don't find you a hero, no matter what you do? Then what?
Well, then we find another people. We find a person. Or oh, yeah, Yes, we endanger their loved ones, and then save their loved ones from the danger we put them in, and then we are hero. Yes.
Okay.
But is that a true hero if you've created the danger yourself?
Yes.
Oh.
Are
It
you
is
sure?
not.
Is it? It's not?
No, Charles.
Oh.
Oh, okay, well then I guess we don't do that. Okay, I can learn that. I just feel there could be a hero or two that solve the problems they make. It seems like supply and demand. I've learned that. I supply
lot of-
problems, and
There's
then I
a-
solve
there's a-
them in front of people for praises and ear scratches.
Charles,
Yes.
there's actually a lot of problems already.
Oh, well, good. I'll solve those problems. What problems?
Well,
are there?
sometimes you're gonna solve those problems, and people are still not gonna praise you or give a shit that you did anything. So
Mhm.
just remember, if bring you along that it's about how good you feel about what you've done and not what other people think you've done.
I will
Okay.
feel great if even one person recognizes me with their own eyes, knows it not from the words of others, but from their experiences. It's not real, these words. No, no. Actions are real. Heroics are real. Mhm.
Are we ready to have a discussion then? Look to the group.
I am.
Yeah, Charles, if you'll just give us a few moments to discuss, we'll walk over to the other side of the field for you.
You give Charles a few moments to discuss.
Yes, we'll give you some time while we discuss.
Good.
Okay.
And you see Charles kind of like waddle a little bit, like kind of like penguin waddle with their butt to face towards the statue, and immediately just goes,
Sorry about that. I don't know who they are. I don't know what their mission is. But I see you, O Lord of the Field. And I will follow you in your growths. I will become a hero.
you see his tail flicker. And he continues to mutter to the statue.
JJ will like rush everyone over. I need to like sit at that statue for a bit. That
I
is
mean,
very strange. My dad never really did anything other than
I mean, he
He-
built a lot of this.
he did. He did so much, but at the same time, I guess he is a god or a hero in his own right. He made all this for everyone. I think I'm just in shock. All right. So how's everyone feeling about this situation?
I mean, honestly, I feel like Charles is going for the wrong market. He would make a much better villain than a hero. Like, I feel like if he wanted to be known by everybody, that's what he should do. Like, light an orphanage on fire or something like that. He'd be a lot quicker at getting that.
Yeah, I don't. I understand
I
his
don't think
plight,
that's what
but
he wants, though. I think he'd light the orphanage on fire, but I think he'd try and save the orphans.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna vote that we take him with us to prevent an orphanage from burning.
I think he's very moldable. You know, like something in him wants to inherently do better.
But he doesn't understand what better is. Or what good
Not
is.
yet. Not yet.
Yeah, he's got the capability and knowledge, but he's still got an itty bitty rat brain, and I don't think those two things are compatible.
I mean, I gotta say, I think he's broken beyond repair, and I think that in no circumstance should we bring him with us, because it only takes one time of messing up for everyone to hate us, and we can't control him. And I think that he needs to live his best life as a villain.
And he needs to have the Teddy
so-
Tungsten taken away then.
See, but if he's a villain, then he becomes ours or somebody else's problem to solve. If we can just cut that villain arc out of things and go directly to solving the problem, there's a lot fewer headaches in that in between.
So we're killing him?
That's what I heard.
Okay, I'm gonna
We
be.
are on a nice farm, and it's slightly outside the city, and that's where I was always told the pets go. And then
Okay.
died.
I gotta be honest, guys. I am still a little heebie-jeebied about the him talking to my dad's statue and calling him like the Lord of the Field, or whatever it is. Just in case some sort of holy or unholy happening is going on, I don't want to piss off any sort of god, demigod, spiritual situation.
I mean, his inspiration for everything came from a cheese wrapper, so I think he's putting a lot of projection onto other things that may not actually be quite there.
No, but you never know. World is a strange place. I'm just saying I can't, I won't have a hand in that. But y'all are free to handle it as you wish. Here, somewhere else, or wherever.
What if?
Oh no, I don't want to murder him.
What if? And maybe this is thinking pleasantly. While I do agree with Orville that all of my pets went to a beautiful farm, I do think that in this instance, if perhaps there was something maybe in your journeys that you came across and you were like, that's really scary, we just send Charles to go do the thing you all couldn't do, and then when he inevitably fails, he dies a hero, gets what he wants, and the problem is solved. Maybe
Yeah, what if he joins the problem, though? Because I can think of a few things to send him to, but I can think of a lot of ways that could go really wrong.
I mean, everyone needs to start somewhere. It seems like he's got a pretty rational head on his shoulders. He wants to... I mean, I feel like the whole starting crimes to solve them is a little misguided. But as a whole, I mean... He does seem to be a little mixed up fella. Maybe just like, do we know of perhaps like we could send him after the big scary skeleton man? So that guy's hecka evil, and just be like, go get him.
I'm very scared that he would just join him.
Maybe, but at that point, we don't ever want to go over there anyway, so
He'd
problem
be
solved.
easily manipulated with someone as sly as...
Is that their hair-having skeleton fella?
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't have to be the answer. Maybe, if there were, I don't know, maybe like, there could be villains we tell them of and say, there's some bad hombres over there. I think is the right word.
I mean, he said that he protected this whole field all night.
Right, so
By
maybe we give him,
himself.
like, more to deal with than, like, that, What if, okay, brainstorm, what if we just tell him all the bad guys are over the mountain range, and he just trudges off by himself, and we just I mean, no one comes back from that, so again, solved. It's an option.
Feels like you'd probably be turned into an evil clown monster, rat.
You know,
Agreed.
it's probably bad. All right, well, I'm out of ideas. I really don't know. I'm kind of whole new to this whole heroing thing myself. I don't know. Like, maybe, okay, here we go. New idea. Maybe we just tell him to apply at, like, one of the houses in the town. They're looking for people that want to do the hero self-sacrifice thing. Sure, he delivers mail for however long, but I've been a mailman before. Worked out great.
I think that's a really good idea, buddy. It's the perfect way to jumpstart his villain arc. Rejection is a powerful tool.
How about this? He starts his villain arc, and then you all show up to stop him. So in a way, we're kind of doing what he thinks heroing is now, but we'd be in the moral right for doing it?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of fine with it either way. Like, seems like a good thing to me. I just, it's something to see someone want to try so hard and not know how to separate themselves from their current life. I relate in a way to that, even though he is a maniacal rat monster with a shiv. Goose's advocate. Had you all not given me a chance, I don't think I would have been here in this moment. That's all I'm going to say on that.
That's fair enough, buddy. But like, I'd like to come back to the point of you having an elf brain and him having a rat brain. Those
I feel
two
like
very different things.
I honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, Mr. Orva, I am not a physician at all. But you're speaking in a manner of ways that Velethil's people spoke about a reptilian sort of race a long time ago, where there was a superiority about the elven heritages and the pure bloodlines of the elven people, and
Whoa.
the assumptions that the impure serpentine bloodlines were needing to be cleansed in a way. So I would very much warrant you, my friend, to seek diplomacy in this matter, and to not eat an everything bagel.
Never want to pull an Eridan.
Right. It's bagels off the table. We pawn them off on another house.
Sounds good. Which house do we like the least?
Which house is even still there?
That's also a good question.
Exactly.
What if we just give him the church?
If we just send him back to our
Try
house.
to give him the church once.
Galante?
Yeah, why
Galante
not?
gonna take a rat?
Well,
I mean, maybe, actually.
Right now, they could use any help they could get to help clean up the place. And
That's pretty fair,
I'm
actually.
gonna be honest too, like Lady Goulanti kind of picks from the. I mean, I'm sorry for bringing it up, y'all, but she picks from folks that perhaps aren't in the best situations. I mean, she picked up Orville and Morgan from, bad situations, and here we are now. There's nothing wrong with it, but she helped to track us on to better situations and lives and whatnot. And I'm gonna play Demon's Advocate here. Charles has gotten ridiculously smart very fast, and I know that's a lot of Vasler's doing. But I don't know if Vasler's really controlling how much Charles is doing, soul searching wise. Because it seems like he's trying. and his little brain is going and it's growing, and he's doing his own. He wants to go on his own path, and he needs to be taught maybe what are better morals and judgment is, and maybe working with Galanti that does kind of help him out there. But at the same time, I mean, all that Vasler wanted was to discourage him from being a hero, to be honest. But I don't think there's discouraging Charles at this point.
Yeah, I think again, maybe we take it with a grain of salt there. I do know while you and Thil do have an existing relationship with Vasler, maybe we don't incorporate his teachings as our what we inform ourselves for decision making. Again, if we're going to wager elf brain to rat brain, I'm going to wager literal demon to morally good person.
You're not wrong.
I think there's a fair amount we could reach as a compromise for empathy. I mean, think about if they never gave Mr. Jones another chance. He'd be probably in like a pit fighting ring or oily dance parlor. I'm not quite sure what you would do, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be dead.
He'd be dead. We hadn't given him a chance. Well, that's black and white.
Four times older than my grandpa.
That's honestly, I mean, wouldn't you like to make another Jonesy in the world?
No.
I know I would. Oh, no, we wouldn't. So we should. I don't know how. Do we help him then, or we don't help him? Wait, I'm really confused.
He also
I'm really conflicted.
So am I.
Because I kind of would like to help him, but he needs guidance that I don't know if we can give or not.
All right. Well, then I think I will ask the wisest person. Morgan, what do you think we should do?
You're gonna say that?
Well,
Just
I was taught at a very young age that the wisest people are the ones who do not speak, but instead listen. I defer to you.
I'm torn as well, because I just feel that we have a lot of work to do and a lot of tasks on our list that we have to get done, and I just don't know if it's worth bringing somebody along that isn't not necessarily used to these items or these things that we're going to do, but maybe isn't necessarily here to help people, is just here to find glory. I don't know how much that would affect the things that we are literally about to leave to do.
What about the pawn them off plan then?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Sounds like that's
I don't
that's a
know
pretty good winner.
how much the lady would want somebody or would want Charles, but
At that point, not our rodent, not our flea circus.
It does have a lot of fleas and at least 3 diseases too.
I am itchy just being near him for this conversation.
I kind of feel like bringing him along would just be like a secondary, bigger Vasler again.
Maybe. Which seems bad for me, so I'm going to veto that one, if I'm allowed. And again, there's like a bunch of other people. there's like bunch of people. There's a bunch of people at the docks that are into gambling. Maybe they need help moving boxes or something.
Also, I mean, like, isn't this Vasler's problem? Isn't he the one that promised him to become a hero?
Bowser doesn't know how to be a hero.
Pretty true.
Well, fuck, neither do I.
You're faking it very well so far, Mr. Jones.
I don't believe that.
Oh. You're lying about that, Mr. Jones?
No.
Feels like a little white lie there.
It's a self-confidence thing because we just got some divinity, right? You're like feeling pressure?
Just because you're divine doesn't mean you're a hero.
Maybe. I don't know anything about it.
I think we just did something very heroic, and I think I've seen you do several heroic things, so...
Mm-hmm.
As I just told Charles, we fumbled our way here.
Maybe we just need to put him at like the edge of a bunch of stairs. He kind of just metal springs himself down until he figures it out.
Well, that is an option, but we do not know what he will do, is to tell him that a hero's journey is only their own, and he must follow his own path.
Sure.
But...
Well, why don't we think about it? And we'll take 10 minutes to do so. We're going to hit a break. It's 9:06 right now. We'll come back at 9:16, folks. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the break. We'll see you after. Peace. Hey, how you doing? Hey, guys. Howdy, folks. Thank you for sticking with us after the break. We thank you so much for that. Our level 20 characters. Before the break, the group had effectively come back to a world they had left behind, a world they have now saved, in a small way, a small section, a city at least, that they have now saved, and had decided through kind of passing conversation to revisit the lands of JJ's family, the Farmland Lightning, and effectively see that everyone was still okay, primarily due to their worship, in no small part, to a one Huggy Bear, or Vasler, as they are commonly known. In doing so, they've met, spoken with, and otherwise met with a number of individuals that seem to be benefiting very much from a demonic sort of interference, pact? I don't know, one of the two. And yeah, have now discovered that Charles, the small rat that Vasler had haphazardly taken along with them only a few days ago, has grown and become sentient of their abilities and now seeks to become a hero in their own way. The Seekers, left with a conundrum of what to do with this would-be misguided animal of a person, now faces the decision of what to respond back with this would-be individual. And that's where we left before break. Allowed everyone some time to ruminate, stew, and otherwise just take that open, fresh air of the evening and think about what to do next. Seekers of Galante. You have various options, ideas, and muddling things here to decide upon. What do you wish to do about Charles? We are going to talk about Charles. But we're not going to talk about Bruno. Not at all.
I say we put Charles in charge.
Rose is our moral compass. Now?
No, that's an idea.
That is an interesting idea.
But we bring him with us.
I guess that is the first question before any of the other ones of if we didn't bring him, what we would do with him. Who else? Is anyone else in favor of bringing him with us?
I'm good for either way. I have a little hope in him, actually. And what he could learn and do, so...
I mean, Aren't we like partial divinity now? Couldn't he be like one of our followers that we save?
I mean, he's not wrong. But then we become the moral compass for other people.
I mean, isn't that the whole point? And ultimately, weren't the Weavers just moral compasses that people followed? Isn't that religion in general?
And aren't you guys the ones who want to be weavers?
Well, each of the weavers showed very different ways.
They
I feel like
all have churches about them, yeah.
I suppose it is part of the plan.
I mean, we'd
You-
probably have to try to lay down some ground rules or something like that and
Yeah.
make him beholden to someone scary.
Yep.
I think we all
Who's the
know who
scary-
the scariest person is in our group. And
I think
so
it
for
would
that,
be you.
I vote Buddy too.
I'm gonna vote for Celeste.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to vote Morgan because she
I was
frightens
going to
me.
vote Morgan too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think-
she has
You know,
like
Also,
living
really
blood.
good. That's a good idea.
Mhm,
She's
mhm.
very
I'm gonna-
scary.
like Morgan's a great option.
Mhm.
But I don't know how much Vasler has instilled in him, but Vasler is kind of afraid of Jonesy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's scary. So we're voting Jonesy instead of Morgan now.
Jonesy and Morgan.
I'm
the
voting.
tag team duo.
I'm voting Plan B, in which we just say we'll give you our recommendation, and then you go work for any other person except for us and our what we have. Because I mean, think about it. Okay, no, realistically, right? Little Charles wants to be a hero, right? Well, you can't really shine if there are 6 other people in the same family as you that are...
7. Mm-hmm.
I might have miscounted. So, because there are already 6 bright stars in the home...
7.
Sure, whatever. It'll be difficult for them to get the praise that they want, because apparently that's what they're into, is the praise thing. So, maybe we just send them, we say hey... Go apply yourself at... I don't know the other houses yet. Whichever one is the least offensive one. And then, maybe they become the best one of them. And then if it comes to it and we have to be whose house is best, we can be well, this one has all the heroes and that one has a rat lord or something. Then we pull out the Orville card. Where we're rat brain versus our brains.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
not as
come
good.
on now.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Or hear me out on this. Hear me out.
I'm hearing.
Take him with us, and we teach him what we believe the right ways are, and then give him a chance, like we were all given chances in our lives to do good things. And think, buddy, what if they didn't stop and give you a chance? Where would you be?
No, this is the 100% the chance here, but I don't feel like it's my duty to give Charles my chance. He should have his own chance.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than hand-me-down chances. Right?
For sure. I wasn't there for your chance, and so I'm here for Charles's chance, and so I like to give Charles a chance. But if you don't want to give Charles a chance, you don't have to.
Oh, I want to give Charles a chance, don't get me wrong, but I want to give Charles a chance,
Far away from you.
from a safe distance from maybe the place in which I like to sleep sometimes.
Okay. What if I promise that if... Can't promise that. Sorry,
Yeah,
never mind.
No, we're not
Right,
lying anymore.
So, what if we send Charles to the Feroses? They're all religious, and high and mighty and moral and all that.
And
They can either set him straight, or, like Jonesy said, he gets a great start to his villain arc. And comes back to bite us in the ass like he bit Vasler in the ass, quite literally.
he
Well,
does.
they killed him because he spawned from a demon thing.
Well, they do know.
Well, then he's suddenly not our problem, and we gave him a chance. And we held up our end of the bargain. Sounds good to me. Let's go.
I will say all of the church folk do know Charles already.
Yeah.
In a good way,
Yep,
in a
they
bad
do.
way.
He ran around there the second we appeared.
Yeah. I think he knocked over a couple of, like, those, basins of water and all that. And
Would they recognize him?
I don't know, it's a rat. I mean, well, it's Charles now.
It's a rat with spines sticking out of his back.
Glowy purple eye.
What? But is he going to show himself? I mean, he has that bear you gave Vasler.
I don't. Oh God, I wish Vasler didn't do that.
You probably should have asked Vasler for that wish in advance. In my summation, you ask for the wish, and then Vasler gives you the wish. For
I
whatever
used my wish
dark
with
Faustian
Vasler.
bug. Oh, you've already used it. Okay, of course.
Yeah, I've used it on someone who sadly re-died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasted mine too, to tell you the truth. Yeah.
What did you ask?
To not have a broken knee. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Did
pretty
you
good.
just break the other
I mean,
one?
I didn't ask him for anything.
Yeah, there you go. Belithil could ask him for something.
I feel like not having a broken knee is a pretty good wish.
Yeah, to be honest.
It was circumstantial, grand scheme of things. I think being around and walking is kind of important. So
Yeah, I mean, if I could like preemptively wish to not have a knee broken, that would be pretty cool.
that'd be pretty great.
So it seems like we're divided.
Off to a good start for the whole working together
Except
thing.
for, I think the only thing that we've all come to a conclusion for is that Morgan is actually the scariest person in the group.
I think that's affirmative.
But I don't know if she's the right moral compass for Charles.
Well,
Did randomly rob a place.
Well, let's break down the
Hypothetically.
similarities. Hypothetically, she did. As far hypothetically. Let's break down this. Morgan likes sneaking around. Rats also like sneaking around. Morgan likes taking things that aren't hers. Rats also historically steal things that aren't theirs. Morgan, I don't think has chewed on anyone yet. Rats historically do chew on people. I mean, rats normally don't talk. Morgan doesn't do an awful lot of talking. I think maybe some connection
Perhaps
there.
Perhaps that's the problem, though, right? We don't want current Charles. We want different Charles.
We can't change people, but I don't know how that applies to animals. Well, is he an animal or a people's now?
I think he's a people. I mean, look at me. I'm like a overgrown lizard.
That's fair.
You're not overgrown.
You're the right amount of grown? I'm very confused by that compliment. You're big for your
What a
race.
Vel compliment.
I mean, you've seen other kobolds before, right? I don't think you've ever seen a swole bold like this before.
I've just seen bigger lizards.
I've seen lizard
Well, that's
folk.
fair.
Nearly killed me.
I guess that's fair. I've seen pretty big lizards too.
So, what do we got to? I feel like this is the easiest thing we could decide on. That's not immediately life-threatening, and I feel like we're really like hammering down our first decree.
Vote yes.
For which one? Adopt or pawn off?
Adopt.
Adopting. One
We're
for
just taking him
adopting.
with us. We're not trying to adopt him. I don't want to claim him on my taxes.
We
I'm
are.
just
We
saying.
would have.
You would definitely. It's an animal.
I think that if you claim them on your taxes, you might get a tax break.
Maybe.
Adopted.
Oh goodness. Miss Lightning, what do you think? Pawn off or adopt? I am team pawn off.
Could swing either way.
Right.
I think I'd lean a little bit more towards adopt at this point. But
Okay.
I wouldn't be upset either way. I understand.
I'm gonna put that as an adopt. Mr. Jones. 2 for adopt, 1 for pawn off.
I think I've been swayed, and that we should adopt him, and that if he does anything too heinous, then he'll be close enough to wring his neck.
What's the heinous act is killing Bartholomew?
Right.
Kills Bartholomew, I promise. I will kill him myself.
Well, that certainly sounds like a win for me at the end of the day. But let's turn to the rational half of our team. Morrigan, you're well thought and level-headed and would never want to maintain custody of a rat. Pick up after its droppings and worry about fleas and possible rabies. You want to do pawning off, yeah?
I'll say adopt.
I thought you were a cat
But-
person. What the hell?
The first time he gets in our way, I wouldn't mind sending him back. I'll pay for his transport back. If you
Well.
guys want that.
I mean, I want it right
Yeah,
now.
sounds fair enough for me.
That's of course, that's fair. Okay.
I'll help with that because it's technically part of my problem. Or fully my problem.
Sounds like there's a majority opinion then. And
Right.
What was your vote,
everyone
Belle?
wants to do?
Yeah, I actually do want to hear what Belle has to say too.
I'm
In
rather of like minds with you on this one, JJ, where I'm a bit in both camps, but I think I am honestly leaning in not bringing him.
On Rational Island.
I have too many concerns about it.
I totally understand. I also have any concerns about it.
Trust those concerns. Feed into those concerns.
Let the concern flow through you.
Yes, I like that. That's a good one. I'll write that down.
Orville.
Good old rational, well thought, no eyes having Orville.
What does Orville see actually?
Yes, Orville, what do your goblin eyes see?
Everything.
What about the cinnamon toast? No, sorry.
Oh, so that's why tricks are for kids.
This whole time.
I'm open to go give him a once over and see what the Beyond has to say about it.
Well, alright, the adopts have it then, so we adopt him. Who wants to break the bad news? To me. And then to him.
I think you've broken it to yourself.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel that way too. I'm gonna go, see how they make butter here. Is that cool? I don't want to be here for this.
Yeah, it's over in the side barn.
Alright. Go Seekers on 3. 1, 2, 3, go Seekers. Okay, bye! So it's
Go
walking
Seekers!
Let's see, guys.
up. It's walking up.
Goose.
Hey Orville, before I walk back over there, do you, with your fancy eyes, no eyes, glowing orbs, is there anything funky about that statue?
DM, can I take a once around the statue doing a Naruto run?
Sure, you're gonna.
Not engaging with Charles at all. Just down 360 around at the 540 mark, booking it back.
The old Dark Souls avoidance arc, I see.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine. You do know you do a runaround. Charles doesn't really like pay attention or mind to you. You look with your true sight and true vision. You look, and the statue itself seems purely non-magical and ornamental. But there is something about it that you can see into the ethereal. It kind of looks like there is some type of energy, like a small burning fire in the very center of it.
Can I roll insight or anything to gain a better understanding of it?
Sure.
Okie dokie. Would it be insight or...
Insight or religion? Your choice.
Roll religion, please.
Oh.
14 teen.
14 teen? You're not 100% sure what to call it, or truly what it might be, but you have seen a similar light fade out of a number of people that you've slain. Many of those creatures especially had like small burning fires and then they were snuffed out. Many of the people who died in town had fires similar to this and then it was snuffed out.
So there's something living in there. It might be dying out quickly, but there's something in there.
Maybe.
Got it. Okay. I will return to the group. And walk up to JJ and go, JJ, I can't say for certain, but there is something to that statue. Might be on its way out, or it might be making a resurgence, but there's something there. Awful strange, if you ask me.
I think Dad's still there in his own way. But thank you, Orville. I appreciate it. I'll go talk to Charles. So
Want us to go with you?
it's up to y'all. Y'all can come along with me. I wasn't sure if anyone else wanted to not be there for it.
Before we go, can I do an Arcana check on his weird eye?
Sure. General Arcana.
Oh, that's a natural 20. 27.
How familiar are you with demons? Just in general.
Like, as a player or as Vel?
That would be the question. I don't know if Vel has a ornate history of demons. A natural 20 doesn't award you knowledge your character wouldn't otherwise have.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was it not an Arcana roll?
Well, so that's the thing is, from Arcana, you would know it's a manifestation of what is probably occurring within Charles, but it doesn't resemble any direct spell-like ability or anything you've seen in your history, unless Vel has like an innate knowledge of demons or things.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like, I mean, she does speak. No, she speaks Infernal. She has better knowledge of devils. So not like anything super well. So just like kind of the general concept of like whatever it means.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
So with that, I will say, in your experience, especially with a natural 20, you would know that demonic manifestations and gifts often create physical abnormalities in people. Seeing the individual in the barn that wanted to regrow some of the fields suddenly be given a gift that they can now kind of create plant life and druidic craft. It kind of seems like his eye is a manifestation of some gift or dark boon he has received, likely from his connection to Vasler. You have seen similar boons take root in other individuals, primarily those who openly state that they serve a patron. Seems to be like the foray of those who are powerless but draw power from otherworldly entities such as strong undead celestial bodies like the Weavers, or various others like fey creatures that exist beyond the boundaries of time and space.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess let's go talk to our new recruit.
JJ will walk on over there with everyone else.
All right, walk on over. Charles continues to kind of like nod their head. You return back, and you hear like soft muttering, and then as you like approach and crunch the grass back behind them, they kind of like sit upright and they go,
Thank you. Thank you.
and then turns and slowly kind of like climbs a little bit around the side and head of the bear and looks you all over and like kind of stares off in your direction, one eye, the little red eye kind of moving around in this kind of swirling purple mist, and their other one just kind of stares straight on like a dead eye.
Charles, could I ask you a question?
You just did.
Could I ask you another one after this one?
You just did.
Does he talk to you?
Who?
Whoever you're talking to in this statue. Does he talk back?
In a way.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So we've decided that you can come along with us and see what it really is all about, being a so-called hero and an adventurer. But there are going to have to be a lot of ground rules and a lot of things you're going to have to learn along the way. Do you understand that? Like, you can't just bite people because they made you upset.
Uh-huh.
You can't curse them because they made you upset.
Okay.
You have to kind of, listen to what we are discussing as a group and what we're deciding together, because when you're a hero, you're usually not a hero alone,
Mm.
You always have someone with you, pretty much.
Okay.
But you have to learn teamwork and to care for another being, and to, it's not just, I'm gonna go kill a bunch of zombies, I'm a hero. It's a lot of hard choices and hard work. And are you sure that you are up for that?
Will it mean that I can become a hero if I do all these things?
Maybe.
Then I will do it.
Okay. Well, welcome to the team.
What is the name of this team?
We are, currently we're the Seekers of Galati. But who knows? We might have something different eventually.
Okay.
But right now, we're the Seekers. And,
and Charles.
we're the Seekers and Charles, yes. But we're one whole family that decides on things together, trusts each other, and doesn't try to hurt each other to the best of our abilities.
But you hurt other people.
Only if we deem it that it has to happen. We try not to hurt people we try to settle things the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
But if things get bad, sometimes it has to happen that way. Not every fight is one with sword and magic and all that stuff.
Sometimes you use a bear.
Sometimes you do use a bear. It's a very nice bear, isn't it?
It's all right.
But sometimes you learn with words, and you fight with words. So,
Charles,
Yes.
do you think that we're heroes?
I have been told that you are.
Do you think that we are?
I don't know.
What do you consider a hero?
A hero is a provider, is a praised thing. It is a title and something that gives living purpose. It is delicious and creamy and good over chips.
Well, let me just stop you there, because first things first is everything is good over chips.
Yeah.
Number two, all of the things that you've described, isn't that what you've heard about us for? I mean, most of that just seems like something that other people say. That's how you become a hero. And other people have said that we're a hero, right? So shouldn't we be considered heroes in your eyes?
You don't have a statue.
That's true.
We have
But-
trading cards and mugs and books.
I don't have any of
Do we
those.
still have those?
I mean,
mean,
none
they
of it probably got
exist.
destroyed in this night, but I mean, like, they're out there. Album.
Yeah.
I don't care
Radio
about
show
that.
vlogs.
People weep at the feet of this man. I want this man to be like me one day.
You mean you want to be like that man someday?
You confuse me. I want what he has become.
To be dead.
If it requires it. People weep at the foot of this great man. This lord.
Charles, do you know why they're crying?
Because he has died. And done so to provide everything that these people have. That his offspring has brought prosperity to these lands. And he will be remembered for time eternal. I want it. If dying gloriously gives me that, then that is what a hero I will be.
Oh, all right. Off to your death then. Let's go.
Alright.
And he sits on the small like bear and looks at you and goes,
Can I say goodbye?
Yeah, I'll sit
Yeah.
there with you.
Yeah.
he turns around and kind of like leans forward on the bear and starts kind of like muttering and chittering to himself.
JJ will kind of listen in and for a second before tuning in to try and, I don't know, talk to her own dad in her own way, I guess.
Yeah. Charles, for the most part, just keeps muttering that this guiding light will be what leads him to glory. And just kind of over and over again. Any final words for JJ before you guys set out?
Look, Pa, I don't know exactly what you told this fella here, but you sure did get a whole lot of something in his body, and he's raring to go. But I hope I can make you proud, and I hope Ma can make you proud, and glad to see there's something of you still here. And that's it.
You speak your piece, kind of give a nod to it. The wind blows as the morning rises, the beams of sunlight truly now making it an early morning as it finally crests up into the open sky. There is wind that kind of just eerily blows these farmlands, and very much around the entirety of the group, you all feel this almost like warm breeze, well out of place from the time of year it might be. And you see Charles kind of look around and go,
Good.
and then slowly climb down the side of this large bear, undo the 2 latches on the back, and crawl inside of the Teddy Tungsten. You hear clicking sounds and whirring as the small machine fires back up and shudders and shakes. And you look, it's been repaired, but you see large slats of like kind of carved wood have replaced many of the metal parts at this point and have been repainted in the nice kind of like tungsten metallic color.
Well, let's get a hoof on back home. Please don't punch any random people. Please just don't punch people, don't fight people. Just follow and listen. Please, Charles.
Yeah, let me give you a little bit of a rundown, Charles.
All
So, in order to become a hero,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to do a little bit of watching. All right.
Okay.
You'll be able to get in on some action, but you're gonna have to wait for our cues. All right. We're the heroes. We're the professionals. So as long as you listen, you learn, and then you help us when we say we need help, then you'll be golden. If you go outside of what we do, there's potential to do things that are not heroic. And if you're gonna be a hero, you got to be a hero all the time. You understand that?
No.
Perfect. Let's
All
go.
right. All right.
And you see it slowly. You see the machine that once kind of like walked like dun dun dun, now kind of has this like hobbly step and like kind of bounces left and right. And you just hear this like kind of grinding sound emanating from its joints with every step.
As we walk away, so dumb. Can I use divine sense?
Sure. On what? Just in what it? Get the
The
choose.
actual. Sorry.
Let's see here. Hold on. I haven't looked up Divine Sense in a while. Boop. Divine Sense. Let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Presence of strong evil registers your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type, celestial, fiend, or undead, or any being whose presence you sense but is not its identity. So, vampire Strahd is the thing. The same radius, you can also detect the presence of any place or object that's been consecrated or desecrated with the Hollow spell. You can learn this feature for a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. Yeah, okay, cool. So, you open up your senses. We'll give you a rundown. What's the 60 feet of you from where you're at right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was such a wide span. Yes.
It's very big. So yeah, you open your senses up. You get a smell, a sniff, a feel of things here. You smell a noxious odor that emanates from the barn. Probably a fiend or some kind of demon that exists in that barn. The ground around the barn you note to be hollowed, shockingly enough. There is a sense and a feeling that it is the center and heart of this community. And it might be the last bastion or refuge that has been placed among followers of a certain religion. There is an undead that registers to your senses behind you. As you turn and look, the eerie statue in the farmlands has a strong sense of undead magic within it. The small bits of stench you get off of Charles do register with fiendish or otherwise monstrositous kind of effigies, since he is so deeply steeped within the church of the Huggy Bear, so to speak. But then you do hear harps and bells and chimes, and you can feel a small bit of a chorus and a harmonious experience between the 6 members of your party. Each of you now bearing a torch for a bit of celestial divinity. More good than bad.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, one last thing.
Yeah.
I know you and Buddy have a history, but above anything else, Buddy is our family. If you hurt him, we'll eliminate you.
Buddy. The tall elf. Weak knees. Yeah, okay. Heroes don't hurt family. I won't hurt. Buddy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Deal.
You hear the
question.
Certainly.
Is she the strongest member of this group?
Morgan? Yeah. Oh, yeah, she is.
Oh, you're Morgan?
Nope. She's Morgan.
and turns and like the little bear kind of like wobbles around and looks at Morgan and goes,
This is the strongest member of your group.
I wouldn't cross her.
She's crazy.
I don't intend to. I need a measurement. You there, Morgan. Hear me now.
Mm-hmm.
You are the strongest of this pack at this time. But Charles will one day be strong. Charles will be a hero. And Charles will defeat you one day and make you look weak. But until then, Charles will be watching you. Charles will know what you do. And I will grow from the experience.
It's not very heroic of you. That's not very heroic of you.
I think a formal declaration of arrival is quite heroic. The cowardly thing to do would be to kill her.
That's not quite like how heroes work.
Hmm.
You're not like bent on becoming better than somebody just to become better than somebody. Become a hero because you're trying to do what you think is good for the world and for other people. You got a lot to learn. You'll learn on the road, buddy.
Perhaps.
You will. Got faith in you.
Quick question, Charles. How do you feel about cats?
Yes.
Mhm.
Why do you ask?
Just curious.
You mean felines?
Mhm.
They are a sworn adversary of mine. Felines killed my brother, and two of my sisters, and an uncle. And their companions, the snappers, took many of the other litters.
What's a snapper?
It is a strange creature with a flat bottom that produces cheese upon its tongue. Yet it is a danger, for if you take its prize, it attacks viciously and unseemly, faster than even the quickest rodent. It removes your life from you for thinking to steal the gold it does provide. Terrible creatures.
Okay, well, I think we're good then. Really excited to see you get better than me.
I will. Where's your bear?
She doesn't need one.
You don't use a bear?
None of us need to.
You hear clicking sounds. The back of the bear opens up. Charles climbs out, and it clocks behind him. He goes,
And starting today, Charles will not use a bear. It's not what a hero does.
Do you know how to use a weapon there, Charles?
I do.
and Charles reaches into like this kind of like small bit of like leather strap behind them and produces a long kind of like nice wooden like handle that's about two-handed in their hands, and it ends on a long kind of metal kind of like pick and a long circular blade.
This was one of the greatest weapons I have come across in my time.
He slings it over his shoulder.
DM, just to lift the veil here for a moment, is that a pizza cutter?
It's 100% a pizza cutter.
Alright.
Thank you.
Technically it's a dough cutter, but yes, it would be a pizza cutter.
Alright, well, eventually we'll have to look at technique, but for now we need to start getting back to the danger zone.
Well, then lead the way. And thank you.
And hops down off the bear and starts moving towards whoever's in the front of the group.
I guess because JJ's made this trek, she'll first go find Buddy to retrieve him.
Oh, I was hoping everyone else would forget and I could do it.
Up to you guys, whoever wants to.
But she'll lead everyone back since she's traveled this so often.
Yeah. You head back. It's been probably about 10, 15 minutes. You come to kind of an open-faced homestead, small little patio. A number of younger women are all kind of like working a butter churn, and there is a tall elven gentleman with an apron pulled tight over the front of him and is working a butter churn. And it's like, okay, nope, I understand. Okay, so you just pump this, and then when does the butter come out? They go, well, you gotta churn like all day, friend. So you churn all day for how much butter? Ounce and a half. You serious? Yeah, of course. Okay. And as soon as like you guys are in sight, it's like, oh, sorry, I have to do the hero thing again. Thank you for this educational experience. I do appreciate it, and I'll just leave your little apron here and hangs it up and goes, Seekers, hello, yes, hi. What's going on? And steps down. We see Bartholomew start shaking his arms because they're effectively noodles at this point.
It's not easy work, huh?
You know, I've never discredited the amount of work that goes into preparing the food, but preparing the ingredients that we make with the food, that is a whole nother craze. You know that you can buy butter for like 3 copper pieces. And it takes this much effort to do. And that's like a
Really makes you
tub.
think.
Yeah, of course.
Hey buddy, you ever seen how sausage is made?
No, I've not. Is it great?
It's pretty great.
Maybe one day you'll have to show me.
Yes,
Maybe on the next field trip.
but I just want to make sure that it's clear right now that this is not a euphemism.
Okay, I didn't think it was. What would it be a euphemism of?
No reason, let's go.
Okay. And you see Charles kind of like step forward out of the group of you and stare Bartholomew down, one swirling, demonic-looking eye, and goes,
You there, elf.
Rat? Yes.
I appall. You can
You
do
can
this,
do it,
Charles. I know. I can do it. I can do it. Charles can do this. Yes. I won't break your knees.
Yes. I'll take that. Yes.
Yes. I won't stab you.
I won't stab you either.
You stab me. Of course. I won't use the words Vasler uses for you.
Yes. Well, I thought Vasler just called me elf and weak and those kinds of things.
Among others. I look forward to being your family.
Yes. Oh, family. That's what looks. Buddy looks to the rest of you guys and goes, "We're all family now. That's how this is gonna go. Family.
Like,
That's what's up. All right. Cool, little brother.
Well, buddy, you know that family doesn't hurt each other.
Yeah. No one gets left behind, I guess. I don't. There's a million different lessons you could teach about family here, Mr. Jones. I feel
I think that's Ohana.
What? What's an Ohana?
I thought Ohana meant gang.
Family!
wait,
Ohana's family!
Ohana's in what language? I know every language here, Celeste. None of them mean. There's no Ohana word. Also, are we a gang or are we a family, Orville?
Oh,
They are one and the same, I thought.
Gangs of families now.
Sometimes they can be the same thing.
I thought my upbringing was rough. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, well, yes, fine then. So, Charles, I look forward to working with you, little brother.
Yes. I will be a hero with you, big brother.
Okay, well, that's a start. At least I am. That's correct. I am bigger than you. So, thank you.
Yes.
All right. So, so now we're 8 seekers. Is that how this works, or like?
No, we're still 7.
We're still
Seven
7.
seekers and an intern.
An intern. Okay. So,
Baby brother.
do you know what intern means, Charles?
No.
All right. So an intern is like the pilot program. Do you know what a pilot is?
No.
All right. So pilot is, and then they like starts walking as they're like trying to explain what an intern is to Charles. Anything you guys want to do before heading back to the main city of Deerwood?
Oh, but just want you to know that I live for this moment. Where I get to watch you play 2 characters having a full-blown conversation that you have created.
That's awful.
So,
isn't it?
thank you.
Great. Yeah,
It's
you're welcome.
beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to do something on the walk back real quick.
What would you like to do, sir?
I want to pull Morgan aside real quick.
Ooh.
Go into my pack and produce a rodent trap that I have 3 of from, what was it? Was it the Hunters Guild outside? Yep.
Yeah, a vermin pack.
Yep. One that Lamont. I'll find one that doesn't have Lamont's blood and or bone shards from his broken toe on it,
Mhm.
that would be appreciated.
and I'll do my best to like sneakily hand it over to her.
Sure.
Just be like, just in case it gets out of line, you know, the snapper.
It's a good idea. I'm gonna take it and just shove it in my pocket really fast.
You can add a mouse trap to your inventory.
Thanks.
It doesn't have any cheese on it, though. It's not loaded.
I'm sure that can be fixed.
Maybe.
I'd offer you
Well-
some of my cheese, but that big nasty bad guy ate it all.
That is true.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
Fun. This is my nightmare, playing 2 characters in the same party. Great. Anyway, all right. So, anything else before we call it for the evening, folks, and we meet next Monday? Good to go, it looks like. All right, folks. Well, it has been a beautiful evening with everyone here. I certainly thank everyone for tuning in, checking us out, and yeah, overall, just seeing, how this plays out. We, of course, will have a lot more to do, figuring out what remains of Deerwood, the damage, the death toll, the rebuilding, and how the night went. Oh, what a night it was. As always, folks, I have been your Kareem Zamir. They have been your Seekers of Galanti. You have been our level 20 characters. Even if you're on YouTube, I'll extend that to you. As always, we'll see you next Monday. Peace out.